Now at 4:30, one man is in the hospital after being shot last night. Police say they are still searching for the shooter.
A school superintendent says pictures of himself on social media were meant to help his daughter win a contest, but some parents feel they're inappropriate.
And city officials are working on ways to improve Lexington's swimming pools. They now want to hear some of your ideas.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It's your Friday, and we're glad you're with us on WKYT. As we get this day started, I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. Glad to be along with you. Rebecca is off today. Pleasant start to the day, and as you said, it's a Friday.
Pleasantly cool out there this morning, really, to start things off. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is in this morning for Micah. Good morning.
And good morning to you. It has a great fall-like feel out there with these temperatures you see here right there. We're running in the 50s in Lexington, 58 degrees to start your morning off. That's not bad at all. A few folks holding on to low 60s. That's it. I mean, this is a really comfortable morning. 61 Jackson, 60 out toward Prestonsburg. In Middlesboro at 62, the warmest temperature you're going to find in central or eastern Kentucky, a little bit warmer out toward Louisville. Let's take it hour by hour into the peak heating of the day. We only max out in the upper 70s for daytime highs today. That's going to come with plenty of sunshine and another true fall-like day. We'll take a closer look and examine the rain chances because they'll be back this weekend. I'll have that coming up for you here in just a little bit.
All right. Very pleasant weather for now. Thank you, Jimmy.
Lexington police are searching for a gunman this morning after a man was shot in the leg last night.
It happened on Appian Way around 9 p.m. When officers got to the scene, they couldn't find the shooting victim, but they found that 2 cars and a playground had been struck by bullets. The victim showed up at Baptist Health Hospital on Nicholasville Road. He is expected to be okay. Officers don't have a description of the suspect because the victim is not being cooperative. Police are not sure if anyone at the playground was there when anyone there was shot at. State police have reopened the investigation into the 2009 death of a mentally challenged Franklin County man. The coroner says 33-year-old Christopher Churchill weighed just 60 pounds when he died. He was in the care of Candy Lawson at the time. Last week, police in Michigan charged her with abusing her disabled adopted sister. In 2009, the Franklin County Coroner's Office contacted state police about a possible neglect case involving Churchill's death. But the case was closed in 2011 and labeled a non-criminal death. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office raised questions after Lawson's arrest, and now state police are investigating.
At the end of the day, if everybody can work together and get on the same sheet, it's going to be a better product and a better end result for that victim.
A state police detective has been assigned in the case. In Michigan, Lawson will appear in court next week on abuse and embezzlement charges.
This morning, an eastern Kentucky man is in jail after police say his car hit a school bus. It happened yesterday afternoon on Highway 1426 in Floyd County. Police say 38-year-old Anthony Kaiser's car crossed the center line and hit the driver's side of the bus. Dozens of children were on the bus at the time. One child went to the hospital with minor cuts, but no one else was injured.
Okay. My scary part is when that's when it crashed.
Kaiser is now charged with DUI. Police say he had pills when they arrested him. He says he did it to win a contest for his daughter, but some pictures of the Science Hill school superintendent have some parents upset. Rick Walker says his 13-year-old daughter tweeted pictures of him in a bathtub surrounded by items of the group One Direction. He says she hoped they would help her win tickets to a One Direction concert. Walker says he did nothing wrong, but some parents don't see it that way.
And if he proves he's the biggest fan for One Direction, then they get front row seats and meet and greet in the back of the boys. He said, I have to win that. I'm thinking, okay, we'll do it. We're going to do it.
I was just disgusted with it, really. I mean, there's so many ways that that picture can be taken, and it doesn't matter what the purpose was for the picture.
Walker's daughter didn't win that contest, by the way. He says he regrets if the pictures were interpreted in a way that showed he wasn't setting a good example for children.
What can be done to make Lexington City pools and aquatic centers better? Lexington Parks and Recreation leaders want some ideas from the public.
Yesterday, the city held the first of 4 planned town hall meetings about the future of the pools. WKYT's Garrett Weimer has the story.
For many in the summertime, pools are still the place to be. But the firm working on Lexington's aquatics plan showed city pools are losing swimmers to other places like Nicholasville and Richmond as attendance drops at Lexington pools.
They've dropped over the years as the facilities age, just like if you're in a town where there's a dirty restaurant, that doesn't mean people don't like to go to a restaurant, they just don't like to go to a dirty restaurant.
Hoagland says Lexington lacks a lot of what folks want and expect in aquatic facilities now.
The old rectangular pools that a lot of communities had really appealed to everybody but the 2 to 10-year-olds because you've had to be 8 to 10 years old before you're comfortable in 3.5 feet of water.
Folks at the meeting prioritized what features they want to see at Lexington pools, the top choice being an indoor pool they can use year-round. The city also wants folks to fill out their master plan survey. So far, they say they've gotten about 2,300 responses.
We try to find out what that majority really is so that we can meet the needs of Lexingtonians and people can stay here in town rather than going to Frankfort and Richmond and other surrounding communities.
Hoping whatever comes from the process will make a splash in the city's pools. In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
And the next town hall meeting is scheduled for 6 o'clock Tuesday night at the Lexington Public Library's Central Branch on Main Street. A former aide to Kentucky Senator and presidential candidate Rand Paul has pleaded not guilty to conspiracy charges. Investigators say Jesse Benton negotiated a $73,000 payment to an Iowa state senator to buy the senator's support during Ron Paul's 2012 presidential campaign. Another former Ron Paul aide has also pleaded not guilty. Benton managed Rand Paul's Senate run in 2010. He's now on leave from his role of leading a super PAC that supports Rand Paul's presidential campaign.
The Kentucky Human Rights Commission is now asking for a statue of Confederate President Jefferson Davis to be removed from the state capitol. The commission said leaving the statue in the Capitol Rotunda is offensive to Kentucky citizens. It wants the statue removed to the Capitol Education Center or to the Kentucky History Center. Davis was a Kentucky native. The Historic Properties Advisory Commission, which has final authority over the statue, voted to keep it in the Capitol but add educational context to it. Well, it may appear legit at first, but investigators say don't fall for it. The Better Business Bureau has a warning about an online loan scam.
Investigators say those behind a fake online bank are using the Anderson County addresses of a real credit union. The bank even has a similar name to the credit union, and at least one person has lost money because of it. WKYT's Monique Blair has the story.
We received a telephone call from a consumer in Alabama who was asking about a website where she had entered information and was approved for a so-called loan.
The victim did a simple Google search wanting to get a quick personal loan, but the victim didn't get the $499 loan she was promised from this website.
This woman has been taken by a website that's fake, that has taken money out of her bank account. This website showed an address that matched that of a branch of a well-known reputable credit union right here in Kentucky, Commonwealth Credit Union.
But this website is a fraud, whereas the Commonwealth Credit Union is not.
And now the BBB wants you to be aware if you want to detect if a website is fraudulent, such as this one, there are several ways, but if you look closely, the word overdrafts is spelled wrong. Also, down here, the word common is also misspelled.
Also, when you're searching online for a loan, remember it is illegal for a company to ask you to pay an upfront fee for a loan. Also, always check out the lender with the Better Business Bureau prior to handing over any personal information. I called both numbers listed on this fake website. One of the lines never picked up. The other repeatedly brought me to a recording.
Thank you for calling Commonwealth Credit Bank.
A human being never picked up.
The internet brings everybody together, but it can also let con artists into your home.
In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
And the victim is now working with her bank to make sure that there isn't any more money taken out of her account. Our time this morning, 4:40, 20 before 5, and WKYT This Morning on your Friday is just getting started.
Job interviews are full of questions, but there are some that you should not answer. Moms Every Day has that story up ahead.
And we are tracking a true fall feel out there this morning, and it's going to continue into your first football Friday night later. It's going to be excellent out there. We'll take a closer look coming up.